So India has invited Pakistan's foreign minister to a meeting of the Shanghai Co-operation Organisation that it's hosting in May. Sources in Pakistan confirm that their foreign minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari has received the invite, but Islamabad is yet to take a decision. Now, just a month ago, comments by Pakistan's foreign minister Bilawal Zardari targeting the Prime Minister Prime Minister Modi on the sidelines of the UN Security Council sparked anger in India. We called Zardari's comments uncivilised, and therefore the question on this debate: can Pakistan be trusted? That's the key question that we're asking this evening. Brahmacharani with us, Suhasini remains. We've also got Ambassador Dilip Sinha, and we'll be joined by Imtiaz Gul from Pakistan. Ambassador Sinha, the words which were used by Mr. Zardari on the Prime Minister, were very, very harsh. Are we willing to accept him in our country? I mean, why? Is it tokenism, or do you think that it's time for change which can be achieved?
Well, Vishnu, this invitation is for an SCO meeting. Now, as we all know, for such multilateral meetings, invitations do go out in the routine to all member states, and in this case, Pakistan is a member state, and I think we are obliged to invite the foreign minister. As we know from past experience, what happens in the SCO remains in the SCO. Now, you'd remember that about a year ago, as part of the SCO's meetings, we had organized a joint anti-terror exercise with Pakistan. Now, that certainly did not spill over into cooperation between India and Pakistan on terrorism or counter-terrorism. So whatever happens in the SCO, whether Bilawal Zardari comes or does not come, we still have to see. We have to be clear that we should not expect anything that happens inside the SCO to spill over into bilateral relations and start impacting it.
Okay. Imtiaz Gul, the language used by Bilawal Bhutto Zardari has been fairly extreme. India's foreign ministry reacted some time back. They've referred to his comments as uncivilised, an uncivilised outburst, a result of Pakistan's increased inability to use terrorists and their proxy. When Bilawal Bhutto Zardari comes over here, and of course China, your major partner, will be here as well most likely, do you expect this to actually achieve anything?
Well, it's a multilateral meeting, and obviously the SCO would have a particular agenda as far as all the members are concerned. So if every minister is there, obviously they will pursue the agenda. And I don't think it has anything to do with Pakistan-India relations.
Okay. Suhasini, that's disappointing, isn't it? That, we actually have him in our country, but the stage is nowhere close to being set to achieve anything meaningful.
Well, I do agree that the invitation itself to the SCO members is routine. It is to be expected. The moment India joined the SCO, there would be a day when India would host the SCO summit, and therefore there would be a day when India would host the other SCO members, which include Pakistan. I think where there is a significance is that it will be about more than 10 years. I think since 2011 that a Pakistani foreign minister has traveled. 10 years.
Unbelievable, yeah.
So more. And it's not since 2014 that a Pakistani Prime Minister visited India. So if we are going to see the Pakistani leadership, I'm not quite sure at what level it will be. Mr. Bhutto Zardari could or could not come, could send. In fact, the same minister that came in 2011 was Ms. Hina Rawani-Kar, who's the Minister of State. So it remains to be seen at what level Pakistan chooses to attend this. But there is nothing other than routine about the invitations going out. For the last year, in fact, in the last few months, we've had SCO, coordinators meetings, national coordinators meetings. Pakistan has been invited to them. They attended, I think, 2 meetings in Delhi. One was attended virtually, the one that took the coordinators to Varanasi last week. So we're really not seeing anything that is unexpected over here, except, as I said, there is a significance to the fact that they will be coming after so long, that there is then an opportunity for them to talk. As you pointed out, the kind of exchange of words and the very personal comments made about Prime Minister Modi by the Pakistani foreign minister in December certainly makes it an awkward moment if he does choose to come. But then there is the Pakistani Prime Minister's words from a week ago, where he said that we've learned our lesson. lessons from the wars, that we wish to speak to India seriously,
much more conciliatory,
sincerely, and about burning issues, including Kashmir. So we have to take it as it comes, when it comes, but nothing out of the ordinary about the invitations themselves.
Brahma Chelani, the 26/11 perpetrators, Hafiz Saeed, Masood Azhar, Sajjad Mir, also as well as the mastermind of the Mumbai blast, Dawood Ibrahim, they've all remained in Pakistan. So many countries around the world have bear the scars of Pakistan-sponsored terrorism. Nothing has changed on that front, and that's the bottom line. And yet, do you believe that somehow a strategy needs to be devised by India, if not Pakistan, to try and work around that and try and see if we can actually achieve anything?
Well, there are 2 points that we should keep in mind. First, that a crisis-torn Pakistan today is at one of its weakest moments ever. Pakistan is sinking into a deeper economic and political hole. Bailouts from China, IMF, Saudi Arabia, and elsewhere have failed to salvage the Pakistani economy. And to make matters worse, the military-backed government in power in Pakistan lacks popular legitimacy or credibility. Against this background, India should let Pakistan stew in its own juices. Second, India has pursued dialogue with Pakistan under successive governments, only to burn its fingers each time. No Pakistani foreign minister may have come to India in the last 10 years or so. But why do we forget that Modi himself made a surprise stopover in Lahore, Pakistan? But as was it only yielded a series of Pakistan-scripted major terrorist attacks in India? Pakistan understands the language not of dialogue, but of retribution. It speaks for itself that since India's Balakot airstrike almost 3 years ago, there has been no major Pakistan-backed terrorist strike in India. The Balakot airstrike shattered the Pakistani military generals' illusion that they could continue to stage cross-border terrorist attacks from behind the nuclear shield. Pakistan generals now are uncertain about the extent or severity of an Indian military response if they were to stage a major cross-border terrorist attack. This is what has yielded peace. Reopening dialogue will only embolden the Pakistani generals to resort to cross-border terrorism again.
Imtiaz Gul, is there anything positive that we should take away from this conversation? I mean, is there any hope at all?
I'm surprised. Actually, I'm surprised over such shows, just because you have configured one show around the Indian invitation to Pakistan and Pakistan's foreign minister. But then again, we start going back, recycling old facts.
No, so I'm asking you to take it forward. And, we are fighting on this program. We don't really fight that much on this channel. Some suggest
so this is what I actually, if the media, if the officialdom continues to rub the same point, do the same nitpicking, then obviously the relationship will not go anywhere. All we need is to see the situation that Pakistan is in today. All we need to do is to consider what the Prime Minister said a week ago, that we have learnt our lessons, and probably take it from there rather than digging out dead horses, old issues, and that basically becomes an automatic obstruction in the way forward. So somehow there has to be a constituency in India that wants to take the bilateral relationship forward, forgetting what L.K. Advani, the then Interior Minister, might have said back in 2000, that we have to now teach Pakistan a lesson.
Right.
If you continue teaching your neighbor lesson, then obviously the acrimony will not go away.
Ambassador Sinha, last word to you. How does one go beyond the impasse?
Well, at the moment, I don't think the right time is right. Quite apart from the fact that this particular invitation is a routine invitation as a multilateral commitment, the fact is that Pakistan is due for an election in October, or perhaps earlier. So if the meeting takes place in May, if Bilawal Zardari comes here in May, then obviously it's very close to the elections. Two of the state assemblies in Pakistan have already been dissolved. Imran Khan is currently out. He's pressing for elections. He may be arrested today, tomorrow. We don't know. So in this kind of a political situation, one cannot expect any government in Pakistan to take a major initiative like changing its earlier policy. Remember, 3-4 years ago, Pakistan expelled India's ambassador, and they have not called him back. So we don't even have the basic diplomatic relations between the two countries today. So to expect at this point in time, when Pakistan is due for elections, and our own elections, mind you, are also due in about a year's time from now, to expect a major breakthrough at this time is perhaps not the appropriate.
Well, let's see what finally happens when he does come over here. Hopefully the language will be a lot more tempered than we've seen it in the recent past. I'd like to thank you all very much for being with us. Thanks very much indeed.